have you with us on a busy afternoon as we talk to you about what's going on as far as the world of sports is concerned. Hi, everybody. Yours truly, Christopher Russo, on this Monday program on the 6th day of August, the year 2018. Ty's producing today. Ed is the board up as we chat to you about what's cooking here and as far as the world of sports is concerned on this 6th day as we move it along in the great SiriusXM 82. 888 Mad Dog 6, that's your two-way sports talk telephone number as we chat. And we'll take you home here. Got good 3 hours to work with. We got a lot to do from the weekend. Obviously, we'll begin with the baseball in Boston, and then we'll get to some other things as the situation moves us as we take you right up until 6 in the East and 3 in the West. Here for the most part all week. I shouldn't say that. I'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I have that golf tournament this weekend, a member, and then be back with you all most of next week. But we'll be here for you 3 straight days this week. We're at Secaucus, doing TV and radio here in Secaucus. That's bad because I got a new producer in Ty, and I can't see how he's doing. But and I can't look eye to eye to the board op to make sure he plays the spots right. But Ty will learn as we take you home. All right, let's get you settled here as far as the weekend is concerned, and then we'll do some other things. And listen, I am floored. The Yankees got themselves derailed in a 4-game series. The Yankees got hit by a right hand on Thursday night. They got hit by a right hand on Thursday night, and they staggered around and really didn't quite recover until maybe the middle innings yesterday, and then Chapman let it slip away. I mean, that's essentially the 4 games in a nutshell. The Yankees jumped out to a big lead early on Thursday. They got a horrendous pitching performance, as you know, by really got by the bullpen. I mean, the fact that Boone, which really set the tone all weekend, took out Sabathia after 3 innings with a 4-2 lead is just a rookie mistake by a rookie manager. And then obviously Holder, who he somehow must think is Joe Page, came in and got lit up. And then the Yankees really just, kind of fumbled around the rest of the next couple days. They let Rick Porcello look like Pedro Martinez. They made Nathan Eovaldi look like Lefty Grove. And then yesterday, Chapman couldn't find the strike zone. They made an error, and away you go. The Red Sox somehow tie the game in the 9th, win the game in the bottom of the 10th. And because of that, they have a 9.5 game lead in the American League East. And they have an 8-game lead in the loss column. And again, you never rule anything out. I've been around baseball long enough to know that these leads can evaporate pretty quickly, and ones that are a lot larger than 9.5, believe me. But I don't know how the Yankees recover here and get back in the mix as far as the division is concerned in this division. A part of it is because the Red Sox just have been so good for so long. Now, I think the Red Sox have some holes. I don't love Kimbrel. I don't love their bullpen. I don't love their bottom of the lineup. I don't think they're, invincible. They're flawed. They have some flaws despite this, this sparkling record. But, they can run. They run the bases well. They have 4 or 5 guys in the top of that order, whether it's Benintendi, obviously J.D. Martinez and Betts. They have a lot of guys. Bogarts is dangerous. They have Moreland's dangerous. Pence is now all of a sudden. Pierce, I said Pence, thinking of the vice president. Pierce is, all of a sudden, Jackie Jensen, and the Red Sox have really just done what they've had to do, and they buried the Yankees all weekend and put themselves in great shape. And they did it this weekend without Devers at third base. They did it this weekend without Pedroia, which they've done for the whole year. And they also did this weekend without Chris Sale. And they buried the Yanks and put them in a terrible, terrible position. Again, I think the Red Sox are flawed. Kimbrel hung on for dear life there on Saturday night. I don't completely trust starter number 2 in a short playoff series after Sale, whether that's Porcello, who probably get the ball, Price, they would separate the 2 lefties, Eovaldi, Rodriguez. I wouldn't trust the second starter in a short 5-game series, say as much as I would trust Garrett Cole or even Keuchel or Charlie Morton for Houston. Now, I don't trust the Yankees second starter either, but I don't trust the Red Sox second starter there, and I do not trust the Red Sox ninth inning, really the whole bullpen, but I do not trust them in the last couple of innings. Matt Barnes does nothing for me. Joe Kelly does nothing for me. Kimbrel, he's going to take the ball every time, but he's got some bugaboos as far as postseason play is concerned. He killed the Braves that one year, and the Cardinals caught them. He couldn't close down the Phillies the last game of the season in 2011. He hurt, obviously, the Red Sox last year against Houston in Game 4, so I don't completely trust him either. But right now, the Red Sox don't have to worry about that. The Red Sox will have 50-some-odd games to go. If you look at the Red Sox just from a mathematical standpoint, let's do that, then we'll get to the Yanks. Let's do the Red Sox from a mathematical standpoint right now. The Red Sox are 79-34. My God. 79-34. They played 113 games. So the Red Sox have 49 left. The Red Sox go 25-24. I mean, that's, 25-24. Let's say they go that just for the hell of it. That's 104 wins. I mean, they go 25-24. That's 104 wins. I mean, when you think about it, 21-28, and they win 100 games. Now, they go 25-24. If you do the math, let's put them at 25-24. The Yankees have 52 left. For the Yankees to catch the Red Sox, they would have to go 38, 36-16. Would that be correct? Do I have that read right? That is correct. So if the Red Sox go 25-14, the Yanks to catch them would have to go 36-16. Now, the Yankees have an easy schedule. This next group of games for the Yankees is ridiculously easy. They have the White Sox, Texas. I mean, they got a lot of bad teams to maneuver with. Tampa. Well, Tampa's not bad, but you get the idea. The Mets play them a game. So the Yankees have a chance, but the Yankees, for the most part, are a lot closer to Oakland and thinking about the A's than they are thinking about Boston in the American League East. And again, this is me talking, and I know a lot of people would disagree with this, but this is me talking. The Yankees, they fired Girardi last year. After, right in the middle of the World Series, if you remember correctly, before Game 3 in Houston in the off day. The Yankees fired Girardi last year partly because they did not think that Girardi was going to mesh well, at least that's what they told us, mesh well with the younger players in the Yankee organization. And I think they fired him because they thought that Girardi was wearing out his welcome with the Yankee front office. And I think those are the two reasons why the Yankees, and he was there for 9 years and everything else. So, listen, we're out welcome, to make a long story short. But as I said at the time, I thought finances had to lose something to do with it. Girardi was making $4 million. He was due for a raise off Game 7 of the ALCS with a young team. And so he was going to get a raise, and the Yankees, I don't think, wanted to pay him $20 million for 4 or 5 years. I just don't think they wanted to do it. That's a lot of money. I know the Yankees have more money than God, but I don't think Hal wanted to write that check. So what the Yankees did, they brought Boone in, and he's getting $4 million for 3 years. Think about that for a minute. Boone, the manager of the Yankees, is getting $4 million for 3 years. But I said at the time, I'm going to stick with it. In order for me to think that Boone was the right move from a Yankee perspective, I got to see the Yankees in the World Series. They came very close last year, and they almost beat Houston. And if they did, they would have beaten L.A. The Yankees, if Verlander didn't shut the Yankees down in 2-6, the Yankees would have won that series in 6 games. And the Yankees, since that moment, you know what they've added to their team, don't you? Andujar at third base, Torres at second base, and then Stanton. So to sit there and say that the Yankees aren't better than last year is absolutely absurd. They added the NL MVP, the American League Rookie of the Year, and Andujar. They better be pretty close to being in a World Series scenario. And right now, you can't say that about New York. And Oakland is going to be a pain in the neck in that wild card game. Last year, Minnesota stunk. New Canaan High School could have beaten the Twins. Santana, Barrios, that was not going to pose a threat to the Yankees in that little bandbox on 161st Street. And the Yankees buried the Twins, and away they went. This year, Oakland, that right now, they're 33-10 in their last 43 games. I think Oakland's going to win a wild card. And Oakland's only 4 games back of Houston, and Oakland's got a lot of karma and a lot of juice. They got a lights-out bullpen. They've never been tested, but a lights-out bullpen, and they hit 1 million home runs. And Oakland's going to be a tough out in that wild card game. That's a game, if I'm the Yankees, I don't want to have to deal with the A's. A's got a lot of karma. So that's where the Yankees are headed right now as far as the AL East is concerned. And the Yankees scenario, too, the other thing I wanted to mention as far as the Yankees go is the way they play the game. The Yankees are a team that really feels its strength in a lot of ways. It's its bullpen. And they have given Boone a lot of choices in that bullpen, whether they be Dave Robertson or Betances, Zach Britton, Tommy Canley at times, obviously Chapman. They've given him a lot of choices. And right now the Yankees are in a Chad Green's another one. They're giving him 1 million choices. And right now it's almost like Boone can't wait to get to that bullpen and doesn't know which choice to pick. Taking Sabathia out of the game on Thursday night was beyond stupid. I mean, to bring in Jonathan Holder, for crying out loud, who has never seen, the deep end of a frying pan. That's the guy you're going to put in a big game like that. With the lead, with Sabathia, although he had thrown 70 pitches and was not good in the game. But he did have a 4-2 lead. He knows his way around a big spot. Let him pitch. He didn't. He brought Holder in, who then left him in there for 7 batters, all who reached base safely. And the Yankees lose that game, and with it, a lot of mojo, and the template of the series was established. Simple as that. Established. And the problem that the Yankees have, that we have talked about issues for the sport for a lot now in the last year or so. It's a problem that Francona had with the Indians 2 years ago, with Miller and obviously Allen and Shaw. Problem that L.A. had last year in 2-5 in the World Series when Dave Roberts couldn't wait to go to the bullpen. Sooner or later, when you continually, and this is what the GMs want you to do, you almost get the idea Boone's got to call Cashman for permission to leave a starter in an extra inning. But this is what GMs want you to do. They want you to use that bullpen, second time through the lineup, all that nonsense, matchups, that nonsense, put together by 25-year-olds who look at computers and who went to Dartmouth. I mean, that's what these guys want you to do. And the thing that they don't do and they don't pay attention to is simply this. You keep on going to the bullpen 5-6 times a night. I mean, last night the Yankees with a 4-1 lead had pitched into the 9th inning, had pitched Robertson, Britton, Betances, Chapman, Holder. They pitched 5 guys in the game. And the Red Sox had 1 run into the 9th inning. Sooner or later, when you continually go to that bullpen, time in and time out, you're going to find somebody and you're going to bring somebody in who doesn't have it. So simple as that. You're not going 5 for 5. You're not going to be able to go to your bullpen in the 3rd or 4th inning and navigate the last 18 outs. Once in a while, but for the most part, even the greats are going to come in there and they're going to have a bad night, walk the ballpark is what Chapman did, and lose the game. And that's what the Yankees do. They can't leave well enough alone. And I think that hurt the Dodgers. It hurt the Indians. And I think it hurt the Yankees this weekend. And it's going to hurt the Yankees all the way to the wild card game. Enjoy. Lot that still do. Calls to get in. We continue. Mad Dog Unleashed.